Good afternoon, everyone. Today I want to discuss the short story. Now, I want you to go in your Platinum book to page 48 and 49. We're going to read a short story there. And when you have your book ready, we can continue with the lesson. Please stay with me as I read from the book. Right, let's continue. Now, before we read the short story on page 48, which is called The Rubbish Dump, which is all about the dump being a dangerous place, I want to discuss a few things about the short story that you'll remember from the past. The first one being that in each short story you'll find different characters. Now, the different characters in a short story have different purposes. There will be a hero, there will be someone who's the villain, and there will be less important characters in each short story that you will read, as we'll see in this one. There's always a lot of action in a short story. That's the point of a short story. Instead of having a long novel with lots of things happening over years and years and years, in a short story you have things happening in a short period of time, and there's lots of action in a short story. There's usually also a lesson to be learned. In other words, once you've read this short story, there's something you should get out of it. There's a lesson you should take home and know, oh, okay, now I understand this a little bit more about life and how things work. I want to start reading on page 48. Please follow closely in your books as I read. There's a nice illustration there in the middle of page 48 where you will see exactly what the rubbish dump looks like. Let's start reading. The children from the rubbish dump are crying. Donna's mother and her Uncle John take them to hospital. Donna goes with them. Donna thinks about it all. Who would be so irresponsible to drop needles and other hospital waste where small children could get hold of it? What if the needles had been used on people with contagious diseases? She decides to try and find out who did it. Maybe she should ask her friend Wally to help her, because he always notices things. He once helped the police catch a man who wanted to take a little boy in the street. He wrote down the car's number. Wally, Donna whispers, let's catch this man. So Donna and Wally go to the dump. They watch while two men unload plastic bags from a truck. Then the truck starts moving away. Could you see the truck's number? Donna asks Wally. Got it, he writes it down. Then they hear another roar, and they see a police van. They run to a policeman. He recognizes Wally. The police catch the men. The next day, Donna and Wally are in the newspaper next to an article about dangerous waste. Now, waste is rubbish, as we all know. Dangerous waste refers to the kind of waste that can actually get you sick, and you can end up in hospital if you touch it, or it gets too close to your skin, or you eat it or something. So it's an important issue that we find as the theme in this short story. I want you to take a look at 1, A, B, C, D, and E, and answer these questions in your writing book. These are a couple of short stories, short questions about the story. I want you to turn the page. On the next page, on page 50, you'll find a book review. Now, a book review is something that you've done before as well. It's a very nice exam question. You've had these in your exams as well previously. And a book review is basically a summary of a short story that you have read. And it consists of two parts. The one part is you say what happened in the story. And the second half of your book review is what do you think of the story? Is it worth it to read the story? Is there a lesson in it? Is it worth your time? I want to start reading on page 50, Danger at the Dump. And this is a book review on the story. Danger at the Dump is the story of a girl called Donna. She finds a group of children playing with dangerous things at a rubbish dump. Donna and her friends set out to catch the people who have been leaving medical waste at the dump. This is an exciting story. It tells us why medical waste is dangerous and should not be left where children can find it. The story is not too long, and it has clear pictures. I recommend it. Please take note of the two parts of this book review. The first half is this reader retelling the story, but the second half is her opinion of the story. Was it worth it to read this story? Should you be reading it? She ends her book review by saying, I recommend it. You should do the same when you write a book review. Now, what I want you to write at this moment is on page 50 still, number 2. They say there, complete this table about the review, fill in the details about the story. And what they want you to do here is to look at the book review, find the details in there and fill it into that table. They want to know things like the title of the story, the main character, in other words, who's the most important character, the story in one sentence, a quick summary, what the story tells us, just the basic storyline, and do you recommend this story or not? You may start writing right away. Thank you.